All right, welcome to the Manufacturers Network. Here's Lisa.
Hey, it's Lisa Ryan. Welcome to the Manufacturers Network podcast. Question: when was the last time your team truly celebrated a win? Not the pizza in the break room celebration. I mean real, meaningful recognition that made people feel proud and inspired to keep going. Here's the truth. Celebrating wins isn't just a nice to have. It's fuel for your culture. When you do it right, your applause just doesn't pat people on the back. It keeps them engaged, loyal, and striving for excellence. This episode is brought to you by byGrategy, where we help manufacturing leaders create cultures people want to work in and nobody wants to leave. Through the 6 Gears of Grategy, we give leaders practical tools to strengthen their teams and drive results, from onboarding to recognition strategies that actually stick. Learn more at LisaRyanSpeaks.com. We celebrate the big wins, don't we? Major milestones, huge contracts, completed projects, and we definitely talk about problems when things go wrong. But what about the middle ground? The day-to-day excellence when people are quietly doing great work. That usually goes unnoticed. Here's what we're missing: countless moments worth celebrating. Catching a problem before it becomes a crisis. Finding a better way to do something. Consistently hitting deadlines. These small victories deserve recognition too. When you create these moments, you're not just making someone feel good, you're reinforcing the behaviors you want to see more of. You're connecting employees back to the mission and reminding them why their work matters. That's what fuels pride, loyalty, and ongoing engagement. So let's bust some myths, shall we? Myth number 1. Recognition means big, formal programs. Truth? Award dinners and plaques have their place, but if that's the only time people hear thank you, you're missing the most powerful driver of engagement. Recognition in the moment. The best applause happens organically. When someone calls out a coworker during a shift meeting for jumping in to help. When a team lead thanks an operator right on the line for catching an error. These moments are specific, sincere, and tied directly to behaviors you want to see again. And recognition doesn't have to come from leadership alone. Peer-to-peer recognition is often more powerful because it comes from people who work alongside you every day and know exactly what it takes to do the job well. Myth number 2. If people are doing their job, they don't need applause. Truth. There's a huge difference between doing your job and doing it well. If leaders only speak up when something goes wrong, employees start feeling like their best efforts don't matter. Recognition isn't coddling. It's reinforcing right behaviors, building morale, and keeping people motivated to give their best. And here's the kicker. It doesn't matter what generation someone belongs to, baby boomer, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. Everyone wants to feel valued for their work. So here are 4 strategies that work. Strategy number 1 is to be specific, not generic. A quick, good job is fine, but it's vague. Instead, call out exactly what the person did and why it mattered. You caught that defect before it left the plant, which saved us a costly recall. Now they know their actions had real impact. Quick action. In your next conversation, name the specific behavior and the result it created. Strategy number 2, make it timely. Recognition loses its punch when it comes weeks later. I remember a colleague who won a trip to Hawaii. Her manager took 3 weeks to congratulate her. After she went on the trip, She left the company. Quick action. Recognize someone within 24 hours of their achievement. Even a quick hallway conversation matters when the timing is right. Strategy number 3, celebrate small wins daily. Not every victory has to be monumental. Often it's the everyday wins that keep teams motivated. Hitting daily production goals, solving stubborn maintenance problems, and finding safer ways to complete processes. I worked with one company that created a simple win wall in their break room. Anytime someone accomplished something, they wrote it on a sticky note. Some were huge client wins. Others were as simple as, we finally fixed that forklift charger. That wall became a daily reminder of progress and teamwork. Quick action. End your next shift meeting by sharing one win of the day and inviting others to share theirs. Strategy number 4, make it inclusive. Recognition shouldn't go only to the loudest, most visible employees. Your most valuable contributions often come from people working quietly in the background, keeping things running smoothly. Track your recognition. Keep a simple list of employees' names and mark each time you acknowledge someone. You'll spot patterns and realize that there are people you haven't recognized in weeks or maybe even months. Quick action. Create a recognition log and use it for 30 days. Watch how your awareness of everyone's contribution increases. Recognition isn't just about making people feel good, though it does that. It's about creating a culture where excellence becomes the norm, where people feel seen and valued, and where your best performers want to stay and grow. When you make recognition a daily habit, something remarkable happens. Your team just doesn't work harder, they work with purpose. They don't just show up, they show up engaged. And they don't just stay because they have to, they stay because they want to be part of something bigger. That's the kind of culture that doesn't just survive in today's competitive market, it thrives. In our next episode, we'll explore accountability that drives results, how to set expectations and follow through in ways that build trust instead of fear. So I have an ask for you. This show is for you, so tell me your biggest workforce challenges. Message me on LinkedIn or email me at lisa@grategy.com, and I may feature your question in a future episode. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Manufacturers Network. I'm Lisa Ryan, reminding you that culture is not a perk, it's your strongest competitive advantage. See you next time.